Hello everyone, I hope you're having a fantastic day. I'm back now after my break, so that's lovely. I ended up taking a break because I got sick for a while and then I had some dental problems I had to deal with. So my throat wasn't exactly up to par for a bit and I didn't feel like talking on camera and letting you guys all witness that and have to deal with that. But now I'm back, so that's lovely. I figured I'd make something super simple. I got some book club slice of anniversary cakes, and I know this came out in a big anniversary cake last year, but I didn't end up getting it then. But I figured I'd try it out in this form. So, you know how I love to do the themed projects, and so I was trying to think about what on earth I could do for a book club, like what stitch would constitute as something book club related. And so it took me a while to end up deciding what I wanted to do because I was looking up like bookshelf crochet. You know, I had the flame stitch, so that worked out a lot better for the bonfire dress, but couldn't find anything perfect for this. So in the end I decided to go with waffle stitch because if you look at it and squint, tilt your head a bit, it kind of looks like shelves, like bookshelves. So that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to make a waffle stitch book club blanket, and then I can crochet it and watch all the movies that are related to the books that I've been reading, and I just figured that would be a fun, easy project to get back into the swing of things. I am inside now, as you can see, because it is cold out, and I figured crocheting outside in the cold with a metal hook, my hands are just going to freeze and that'll just be no fun. So I will do some outside adventure videos, but I don't think I'll crochet outside until it gets a bit warmer, unless I get something very specific that I want to do outside. When I was going to university, I would crochet on the train and wait for the bus, and my metal hooks, they're just like basic metal hooks, they would freeze my hand. It's like touching a metal pole. It would freeze instantly. So I decided to bring it on inside, and I'll figure out the lighting setup and what I want to put in the background, and maybe I'll get a different chair to use, but for now I'm just using what I have at the moment. I've got my pins behind me, and so you can see that grow and change. I put them on my bag. Every once in a while I switch them out, so you'll see them move around a bit, but I've got them somewhat themed of like places, and then movie stuff, and then holidays in the middle, and then like animals and fun things, and sewing and crafty stuff, so just a big bunch of those. So yeah, very excited. I'm doing a foundation double crochet because I do not like chaining and then just doing double crochet in the chain. That seems like too much of a pain for me to do all the time, so I'm going to do a foundation double crochet and then do a nice waffle stitch. I'll make it as tall as my neck to start out with, and then however much width we get is the amount of my 7 balls of yarn that I got. So we'll see what I can do. But yeah, I just wanted a super simple project that I can do while watching the movies of the books related. So some of you have heard this, but I was a super huge reader when I was younger, and I just loved reading. We'd read so many books, and I'd get really thick books, so it'd take like more than a day to read. And you know, Fablehaven by Brandon Mull, anything by Brandon Mull really, Lockwood and Company, all those ones. I would read so many different books. And then when the time came that I was taking AP classes in high school, I just gave up because I had way too much work on my plate, and so I ended up just reading the textbook before bed instead of reading fun books, and that really sucked. But I just didn't have enough time in the day to study all the material that we're doing, and then that ended up going through the entirety of university as well. So that was really the end of my book reading for about 6 years, and now I want to get back into it since I've graduated and I got all this time and I don't have to read a textbook again, thank goodness. And so I get to read for fun like how I did when I was younger, so that's super exciting. But yeah, and so I figured I'd do a book journal because my memory is not that great and I always forget what I end up reading. So I came up with a template and I've done one or two just to see if I like the style of it, and I think I'm pretty happy with it. So you guys can tell me if you like it or not. But yeah, so we can see if you guys are into my idea. So let's show what I've got. So I came up with a little template that I'm using, and then I got it all written out on cardstock. And so I want to put like the book cover here, but I'm not sure if I want to do printer paper or if I want to print it out in like photo paper. So you guys tell me what would look better in your eyes. And so I want like a book cover right there. And then I've got the book information, my rating of the book, the synopsis of the book, and then quotes that I liked from the book, and then thoughts and final impression. And of course the book title at the top. It's definitely in code because nobody can read my cursive writing, but yeah, so I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to put it in photo protectors in a binder that I'm going to decorate as well. I want to decorate these pages, but I don't know what to do. I've never been that good at 2D, and as you can see there's not a ton of room around the edges to do a lot of decorating. But if you guys have any ideas on how to decorate them, I'd love to hear it. But yeah, I've got a couple done, so I'm gonna do that. And most of the books I read have ended up being made into movies, so I'm doing like a movie one and then a book one, so then I can compare how it was to the book. So that's very exciting, and so I figured I could crochet this while watching some of the movies of the books that I read. And then I could be done with my blanket, and then I could have a nice blanket while I watch some of the movies that were related to the books that I read. But yeah, I hope you guys have some thoughts on that. Very exciting, and we'll see what I can do there. Yeah, very exciting. So with the channel, it's going to have to be inside now, so it's going to change a little bit. I'm going to do the adventure series still and go see what I can find out in the winter. But the animal shorts that I've been doing, there's not a lot of animals out, unfortunately, so I'm going to have to revamp that, and I'll probably do micro crochet or like little crafts or just updates as shorts instead of the animals and plants and all the nature inspired stuff that I was doing before, just because it's so cold out that nothing's out. But I will post something if I find a nice animal that I can see. I will post it for you, but definitely less out now, so you guys can suggest what you want me to do for shorts. But for this week I'm probably going to do some micro crochet, so that's going to be very exciting. But yeah, and I'm going to do the adventure series, so that's still good. And then the cooking, I'm not sure if I want to keep doing the cooking or not, so you guys see if you want me to continue that. I'm going to add some other crafts in too, because I have so many things that I like to do and not a lot that I share on this channel yet. I can sew, and I can do candles, I can do resin making, I can do polymer clay beads. There's so many different things that I do, and so I'm hoping to share a little bit more of that as well. And I'm always willing to try a new craft. I have tried tons and tons of different crafts in my life, but I'm always willing to try more. So that's super fun. But I hope you guys have been having a great fall, pumpkin season and all, very exciting. I loved I always love baking with pumpkin, so pumpkin loaves and pumpkin Dutch babies, and I don't mind the pumpkin drinks, but I love baking with pumpkin. That's always my favorite. And now we're getting into peppermint season, which is definitely my favorite, because I love anything minty. Toothpastey or not, I love minty desserts. So I'm very excited about that, and making hot chocolate and doing all those fun things. Yes, so I'll definitely get the lighting situation sorted out a bit, but I hope you guys are having just a lovely day, and I hope that my absence hasn't been super stressful for you, because I was doing okay, but I was definitely in a bit of pain for a while, just because I got sick, and then I had some dental work done, so all of my throat was not ready for talking. But now it's all better, so that's good. So I'll be back to my normal routine, but it's just going to look a little bit different. If there's any suggestions of different books that you'd like me to read, I'd love to read those as well. And I just kind of punted because I was reading the kids' books, and then I didn't really get into the adult books because the English adult books were so terrible that I decided I didn't like adult books, because, you know, I liked Lockwood and Company and all those fun things, and we read The Kite Runner, which was a great, well-written book, but it was definitely not what I was into at the time. And so, yeah, the adult books that the English classroom picked were never that good. Plus you had to analyze them too deeply, which just makes reading not fun for me. So it's pretty nifty, the colors. I don't mind how it's switching, so that's good. You never know how these anniversary cakes work out. It was such a fight to get them to my little town, though, with the Canada Post strike happening, and it was just so delayed, and I ended up using their chat every day. I'm like, where is it? Where is it? And it was supposed to get here in mid-October, but it ended up getting here yesterday. So I'm glad that I got it, but holy smokes, definitely took a lot longer than they said, which I knew it would, but they kept me in the dark for so long. And they sent it back. It's just impossible, because I ordered the real anniversary cakes, and so that was the challenge there. And so I don't know if they're sold out or what, but they didn't give it to me for a long time. But I ended up getting it, so that's exciting. So I got 4 big anniversary cakes to work with. They ended up canceling my order a couple times, so I had to get some that were not my super favorite colors, because Cookie Mint and Oyster and Opal were sold out. But I got Beach Towel and Tropical Breeze, which I think are going to make lovely things with them. I'm not sure what I want to do with them, because usually I make dresses, but I feel like this yarn is going to pill quite a bit, so I don't want like a pilly dress. I don't mind a pilly blanket, but a pilly dress is probably not going to be the best. But I'll have to think about what I want to make with those. I did Star Blanket with the Prismatic last year, and that was nice, but I don't want to make another one of those. I don't like the star shape, because I like rectangular blankets, and so I want to make rectangular blankets. But I have quite a few crochet blankets already, so I don't need any more of those. I'm excited for this one because, you know, it's a theme, and I love a good theme, and I get to watch movies while I have my nice blanket. But I'm not sure what to do with the tropical breeze and beach towel, so if you have any suggestions, I'd love to take them. Very exciting. Almost done now, so that's great. Almost done one ball of my slice of anniversary cake book club yarn, and I think it's looking great so far. I will tell you, I am not a super huge fan of all the short color changes, but I definitely think this one's going to grow on me. So I'm excited to see how it keeps going. So it's definitely very long, but I always make short blankets, and then I never really like how short they end up being, so I decided to make a nice long blanket. It's a little bit too long. I definitely overcorrected a little bit, but and I only have 6 balls left, which is the problem. But I decided maybe I'll just buy more instead of frogging it and making a short blanket as I usually do. But I think it looks great so far. You can see all the color changes and all the waffle stitch. It's very nice and textured, and then no texture on the back as per the waffle stitch goes. But I love how interesting it is, and I can't wait to show you what it looks like when I have more done. So this is one, I have 6 left, so we'll see how those 6 go. Then maybe I'll have to get more and continue on later, maybe not. We'll have to see. But I hope you guys have liked this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!